The humble pub has been at the centre of British social life for centuries. These days, many pubs have been transformed into gastropubs, serving traditional English food with a modern twist. I've come to the Nags Head in Buckinghamshire, near London, to make a classic British favourite. When the mighty roast beef was the Englishman's food, it ennobled our brains and enriched our blood. Our soldiers were brave and our courtiers were good. Ah, the roast beef of Old England, the old English roast beef. That poem was written in 1731 by Henry Fielding for the Grub Street Opera. And it leads us on to our next dish, which is going to be the Englishman's roast dinner, which we're cooking with Claude Paillet. Hello.
Good morning.
So, Claude, tell me, this is a massive cut of meat. What is it?
That's a sirloin of beef. We use the sirloin because of the shape of the sirloin, which is the same shape all the way through.
So it cooks
when
uniformly?
it cooks uniformly.
Claude has already partly seasoned the meat by covering it with some thyme and rosemary. Next up, he adds his own secret ingredient, a light covering of duck fat. Ah, so the French ingredient in the English roast?
All mixed together.
To perfection?
Exactly.
OK. Finally, he adds black pepper and some salt.
Because the meat is such a good quality, we want to keep the flavour of the meat, so we don't overdo it.
Next up, it's time to prepare the potatoes.
We're going to use some red Romano potatoes.
OK.
They are very good for roasting, because they keep their shape, they stay fluffy inside, crusty around when you cook them. We just peel them and shape them kind of all the same shape.
So same size, they cook the same?
Exactly.
Perfect.
So let's go.
So, Claude, what do you think of British food?
Over the last 15 years, we are really coming back to the original food, where people really want to use local products and the original recipes of a nice Sunday roast, of a good sticky toffee pudding, and everything is coming back, but the real way, and people really understand what they are eating now.
So English people are taking a more kind of connoisseur attitude? As
well, and the producers are really proud of their product, so they really try to distribute it all over the country.
Yeah.
So it has improved very much in that sense. The potato has been shaped now, so we just blanch them in cold water, a pinch of salt. When it starts boiling, turn it off.
Okay,
you don't want to cook the potatoes, you just want it to be hot enough to start cooking straight away in the oven.
While we wait for the potatoes to blanch, Claude chops up the cabbage and puts it in a pot with some more duck fat, a pinch of salt and some water. Our potatoes are now ready, so it's off to the kitchen to put them in the oven with our sirloin. If you like your beef rare, cook it for 15 minutes per ½ kilogram of meat, or 20 and 25 for medium or well done. Next up, we prepare the rest of the vegetables. Claude peels some carrots and parsnips, chops them, puts them in water, and brings them to the boil.
What we want to is to keep the texture of the vegetables, so you want them to cool down very quickly. We put it in ice-cold water, so it just stopped cooking exactly at the right texture that we want to keep.
Perfect. Lastly, we boil up some sugar snap peas and beans. French, of course. While they are simmering, we make the batter for our Yorkshire pudding. Claude adds some flour, salt, black pepper, and a few eggs. I add the milk, and he gives it a good old whisk. Then it's back into the kitchen, where Claude puts the batter into a baking tin greased with duck fat, and he cooks them in the oven for 20 minutes. Right, should we check on that beef?
Yes, let's check the beef. It should be ready by now. Yes, it is.
Beautiful. Last up, it's the gravy. Claude slices an onion and mixes it into the juices from the beef. He then adds a glass of red wine and some veal stock.
Rosie, tell me what you think.
That is rich, delicious, really silky. I think the veal was an excellent choice.
Very good. Thank you very much, Rosie. Glad you enjoy it.
Roast dinner in 1 hour. Not bad for a Frenchman.
Oh, thank you, Rosie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, back to this gravy. Now, I could tell you how good the rest of the meal tasted, but hey, a picture paints 1,000 words. For the next leg of my journey, I'm driving 3 hours north to the Cotswolds in the middle of England.